As a bootstrap founder, my obsession is sales. I'm always thinking, how can we bring more clients? But sometimes you have to think of all the opportunities that you have missed for X amount of reasons. The client wasn't ready, you were not available to do it, budget issues, timeline issues, tech stack issues, stuff like that. So recently, I started building this system purely with AI that has identified 240 dead leads in our pipeline, right? So after 300 projects, we have a lot of clients, 300 successful projects that we've built. That means that we have thousands of projects that we didn't do. So we're leaving a lot of money on the table. And there might be prospects and leads who are not a good fit, but maybe it was time to re-engage. So what if AI could understand what was a client looking for? Are we able to do it now better, faster, at a better price in a different structure, and follow up with them? So basically, I built a system that connected to our custom Glide CRM and to 2 different Gmail Workspace accounts. And basically, this backend workflow identified every single Calendly email. And that is because every single lead starts with a discovery call that happened or was scheduled through Calendly, right? Then we had Claude AI analyze the email thread, understanding what was the client looking for, their budget, why did they not move forward. So we're not only analyzing the actual email from Calendly, but the actual thread of emails. The challenge here was that sometimes the email from Calendly came to one email address, but we replied from a different email address from our sales team. So this required some complex workflows. Then we built like a algorithm, like a scoring system that qualified or scored the lead. And then we, based on a lot of context from our sales team, we could generate a very personalized email for that specific person trying to reach out if they passed whatever score we decided. And then we have a manual process of reviewing and sending. So basically, as I just said, we connected our CRM, our Gmail, the duplicated email addresses, identified the temperature, identified if the domain of the lead was still alive, are they on the same company. So there was like a very complex process on the back end in order to identify if we should follow up with those clients. So you can see here the scoring system that we used. And then obviously we have like very robust guidelines in terms of how we speak at lowcode, and all of that is connected to our AI systems. And then basically the process is our team can come into the platform, review the email, edit the subject or the body, and send. We build like an integration with Gmail, with our Google Workspace email, so we can send emails from my own email. So was not built in a weekend, but almost, right? And then the important thing is that we have 2,000 plus leads imported. We have 707 very qualified leads. Not only leads, but now we have email drafts as well ready. Everything is scored and categorized. So far, 0 manual work from our sales team. Now our sales team will take over. We're using this in full stack. So in terms of the backend, we're using Supabase. We're using Claude, Sonnet for the AI analysis and the email generation, the Gmail API, and obviously the front end is Next.js, TypeScript deployed in Vercel. So sometimes we're so obsessed about how do we bring in new clients without looking at what have we missed from before. So now I'll briefly show you our system. So basically, it's a very simple front end, and you can see all of the emails here, all of the contacts. And then we have here our filters. I can search by anything. I can see here at the top my temperature breakdown, all my emails, drafts, and so far we are just about to get started sending it or following up. So if you are a previous potential lead, you'll get an email from me in the next few days. And then I can, so obviously we want to start with the warm temperature prospects or leads, right? And then I can also filter by reason. So they were price sensitive, or the timeline didn't make sense, or they ghosted us, they went to our competitor, etc. So I can just click on here, and then I can see what they wanted to build, what was our recommended approach. Now that we're building with AI tools, maybe we can do this faster. In this case, there were like 14 emails back and forth. We shared these case studies. The last email was in November. They ghosted us. This is a good friend, and that's what I'm showing this. So he didn't actually ghost us. We follow up on WhatsApp, but that doesn't matter. Then we have our notes from our CRM. So remember, we have our CRM notes. We have our Gmail email threads. So you can see that here we have all the email threads. If I click this, I'll open my Gmail and be able to see the actual email. But that doesn't matter for the contents of this tool. Basically, I have my email draft, so I have the subject here. I can click on the edit so that I can modify the subject or the email body, save changes, and then right now we have this copy with my booking link, etc. And then if I click send, automatically using the Gmail API, I'll send this. We have this manual process because at the end, especially for sales, sometimes it doesn't make sense for AI to do everything by itself. So we're adding this human in the loop process so that we can confirm that we actually want to send an email to this person. We should follow up with this exact copy, etc. But this is what we have built so far. Very powerful tool. I was very impressed of finding all of these leads that sometimes we kind of follow up, but we don't have like a proper system to do this at scale. Think about all of the deals that you have missed and the value, the monetary value that is there for your business. So if it makes sense to build a system for you similar to this so that you can reach out to all of your hundreds, potentially thousands of missed clients, let us know. We can help. Thanks for watching. Bye.